In a world drowning in data and noise, we rarely pause to ask the most critical question. Is what we know about the world what it actually is, or merely a precise description of how it works? We live in an era where equations predict everything with astonishing accuracy, yet they stand helpless before the essence of reality. The deeper we go, especially into the invisible realm of particles, waves, and probabilities, the more we realize that our language is nothing but an approximation. Certainty retreats, giving way to mystery. Context, the journey for meaning. From the heart of this gap between how and what comes our conversation today. This discussion with Alex O'Connor is not a coincidence. It is an intentional journey. Alexa, I've followed your path for nearly a decade, watching your shift from the certainty of new atheism and strict physicalism into a more spacious territory. What matters here isn't the labels you've outgrown, but your deep realization of that gap. That science describes the world brilliantly, yet remains silent about its nature. Evidence. From Greek philosophers to quantum mechanics, we aren't so different from the ancient Greek philosophers who wondered if existence was fire or water. Our vocabulary has changed, but the bewilderment remains the same. A subtle confusion arises when we treat a successful tool as a final explanation. In physics, the shut up and calculate mantra of the Copenhagen interpretation works perfectly for prediction. But when we treat a probability cloud as a real entity, we confuse a mathematical model with existential reality. In history, Newton described gravity with genius, yet he honestly admitted he had no idea what it actually was. His equations worked, until Einstein arrived to paint a deeper picture. The lesson here is timeless. Knowing how a thing behaves, mass resists, charge attracts, never means knowing its truth. The core, consciousness, as the only truth. Science tells us what things do, but when we ask what are they, the answers dissolve. Not because science is flawed, but because it was never designed to answer questions of essence. Perhaps Galileo's decision to make mathematics the language of nature left something fundamental out of the calculation. Not because it doesn't exist, but because it cannot be quantified. Here we arrive at the only truth we know by direct presence, not by description. Experience itself. Consciousness. Everything else is inference. Consciousness is the only certainty we live. Conclusion. In our daily lives, knowing how things work is enough to survive and build. But philosophy whispers a question that refuses to leave. What is actually there? And perhaps the fact that this question remains without a final answer is not a failure of the human mind, but its true beginning.